Welcome to the Warehouse Command, Labor Cost and Productivity Planner, demo video.
In this video, we will go over how to complete the one-time initial setup of your facility for Warehouse Command. Here we go. When you begin, Warehouse Command will default to the local language, or user can select their preferred language. To edit or view an existing operation, select the Edit icon. On the model, enter the name of the operation or client, the name of the creator of the file, and then the searchable name of the operation. Upon entering the operation name, it could be the client or a subcategory of the warehouse. For example, case pick, health and beauty, or freezer. Then hit enter to fix the operational name. Select the appropriate industry type. This is for the purpose of analysis. The date is automatically created. Select units of measure as metric or imperial. Note there is no conversion of units in the system. If the operation has unit picking as a separate assignment, then toggle on the unit picking switch, save and continue for a new model, or save and close or recalculate for an existing model. The General Data tab is used to define the time period of the model and the target and current standards of the operation. If the operation is forecasting only, then no current hours are required. Current hours paid or worked would be used to determine the efficiency of the operation against the standard. Worked hours would be the time the full-time employees, FTEs, are only on the warehouse floor, and paid breaks and lunches are removed from the model. Paid hours are all hours, including breaks, lunches, and meetings where employees are in the building. Note these hours should only be for touch or direct labor. Functions such as clerical, inventory, maintenance, and production should not be considered for this analysis. The target standard can be used to forecast a target productivity rate, and then all KPIs are set against this standard. Conversion to headcount refers to a single FTE and the time frame in which the activity is modeled. So if the activity is 1 week's worth of data and a single FTE is paid for 40 hours in that week, then the number would be 40. If you are modeling just worked hours, you might want to remove the 2.5 hours for paid breaks. The actual performance against the standard is calculated as a function of the paid or worked hours you have entered. The system does not distinguish between normal and overtime hours. The Activity tab is set up to look at pallet activity and case activity separately. On the full pallet cases picked value, take the total number of cases that were picked as full pallets. So if you have 60 cases on a pallet and 50 full pallets were shipped, then this value would be 3,000, 50 times 60, and not just 50. If there are no full pallets shipped, then this value would be 0. If full units are picked by equipment, such as refrigerators, then this value would be the sum of refrigerators shipped. The cases per pallet values are all averages. This creates accurate modeling, which ends up being faster and better than precision modeling. The average cost per hour may be different for your FTEs, as MHEA operators may be paid more than pickers. Our modeling can take this into account if you want it to. Cases from pick slot refers to the total number of cases that are manually picked from a forward pick slot or pick location. In some cases, this can be used to model each picks or line picks if the sizes of the products are generally consistent. Cases cross-docked refers to the activity where in the warehouse product is received and then directly moved to an outbound staging location and not put away in reserve or a pickable location. Average cube per case and average weight per case are just that, averages, and do not need to be exact, though if the data is available, a weighted average will tend to have a more focused model. Please remember, when entering units of measure here, cube is in cubic feet or meters, weight is in pounds or kilos. The total number of SKUs refers to the total number of SKUs that are case or unit picked in the model. Full pallet SKUs can be removed from the model as they are handled in the full pallet model. Average lines per assignment refers to the number of lines or stops on an average pick task. If a task is a single order, then the ratio here is 1 assignment is equal to 1 task. If the order is split up into zones or waves, then this value is a function of the ratio of tasks to order. Once you do this, you will have the total number of assignments. The Handling Data tab is designed to look at the averages or typical aspects of the warehouse. Each of the tasks are subcategorized. For general purposes, averages will do. Number of pallets on inbound is just asking for numbers on a typical truck. However, if there are more specific values available, then the model will be more specific as well. Side load versus rear load refers to how the product is taken off the truck. These values should add up to 100%. The task of receiving is then divided into 3 types of receiving. Hand stack or lumping refers to products that are not palletized and must be received by hand in order to get into the warehouse. Also, activities such as de-stuffing a container and then building pallets from that would go here. Composite pallets are those pallets made up of more than one SKU or a pallet that has to be skimmed. This type of receiving requires a long time to check and to build new pallets. Palletized refers to a pallet that is made up of only a single SKU. The 3 tasks must add up to 100%, which is calculated automatically. Pallets per outbound vehicle is still just an average and holds true to the same explanation as the inbound. Full pallet picks is a calculated value derived from the activity page. Pallet checking on outbound refers to full pallets. Single SKUs are checked on outbound. On the case side of the equation, percent of cases put away to pick face refers to the percentage of cases received that are put away directly to the forward pick location and not put away into reserve. The put away. Full pallets percentage is then calculated as a function of 100% from this value. Percentage of one-way replenishment refers to the process of bringing down a pallet of goods and then placing the entire pallet into the primary pick slot. Percentage of two-way replenishment refers to the process of bringing down product from the reserve location and placing only a portion of that stock into the primary pick location, and then putting that balance back up in reserve. As a function of 100%, the one-way is a calculated value by subtracting the two-way entry from 100. Percentage of cases checked on outbound refers to the checking process of the picked cases before they are shipped. This is a percentage of the cases and typically does not refer to every case picked. Shrink wrapping refers to picked cases on pallets that are then shrink wrapped. This again is a percentage of the cases and typically does not refer to every case. Courier or hand-loaded is a percentage of the picked cases and may or may not refer to all of the cases picked, depending on the operation. Percentage of cases picked is a calculated value from the activity page. The Warehouse Characteristic tab refers to sizing and distances within the operation. Storage space is a calculated value of total warehouse less overall dock space. If a value is not entered into the overall dock space, then a default rule of thumb value is used to calculate storage space and dock space. Aisle width and pallet dimensions are averages as most operations have more than one of each. Remember, units of measure are in feet or meters. The average number of SKUs per bay, number of aisles, and beam length are used for the unit picking model. 3 key values in creating the model are the distance from pick to outbound, average distance from dock to put away, and distance between SKUs. Distance from pick to outbound refers to the distance from where case picking finishes to the dock or staging area. This can be a fixed distance or might just be to the center of the docking area for averaging purposes. Distance from dock to put away refers to the average distance from where full pallets are received and then to the center of the reserve area. These 2 distances are key factors in calculating the travel distance and times for the receiving, put away, and full pallet picking tasks within the operation. Distance between SKUs refers to the average distance from the center point to center point of SKUs in the picking area. The value is used to determine the length of the pick path in the operation. When combined with the number of SKUs from the activity page, the travel path becomes a calculated value. The average length of pick path value will be used for future modeling. Pick path with cross aisles refers to modeling in the building where a picking aisle has a path in the middle of the aisle as well as at the ends. The average number of storage levels refers to full pallet levels from the ground up in the operation where product is stored. Percentage picked on level 2 or above refers to the amount of case picking that is above ground level and requires equipment to reach it. The material handling slide refers to the type of equipment used by task. These are averages as equipment is generally shared within the operation across multiple tasks. Note that all values in a task must equal exactly 100% and can be a function of more than one type of equipment. For the purposes of model building, the equipment is not categorized by manufacturer or by power type like LP, gasoline, or battery. There are no entries to be made here on the summary screen. It is for reference purposes only. And upon hitting save, the model is complete, and now reports can be generated. To get to KPI screens, click on the KPI measures value anytime at the top of the screen. Select the model or models that you want to run or want to compare in the dashboard. Select the value or type of KPI you wish to review. The values are rate, minute variables, activity, hours, headcount, costs, and cost per unit. The large numbers in the center of the screen refer to activity and total costs, rates, and hours in a single view. The dial numbers are the calculated values of the hours based on the target and the actual performance against the calibrated standard. The large numbers in the center of the screen refer to activity and total costs, rates, and hours, all in a single view. The costs differential or hours differential can be toggled to get a view of the difference between the target and the actual performance, all in a quick lookup. To view the reports individually, click on the blue eye toggle. Reports can be exported in XLS and CSV formats by simply using the green Export tab. Detailed minute variable reports show how each task is elementally calibrated using the database and the input data. All of the values are calculated based on the target standard. To get actual standards, just go back to tab 2, General Data, and edit the actual and target values so that they are the same. Combined Reports has the minute variable, the units per hour, the total activity, the total hours and calculated FTEs required to perform the task, all on one report. Also, total cost per task and cost per unit can all be viewed in the same report. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you found it informative. We know that you will benefit greatly from consistently using Warehouse Command.
Warehouse Command by Embassy Data Logistics. Yeah, it's pretty cool.